Shoot. Hey guys. Just waiting for a few people to come on. I should have announced that I was coming on. Anyway, we'll just wait and see. Hopefully my volume is working. Romy, hey Romy. Just gonna wait for a few more people. JRL. Hey, let me mute my just waiting for a few people to come on. I should have announced that I was coming on. Anyway, we'll just wait and see. I may have put myself in a situation here, guys. Hold on. Romy, hey Romy. I'm gonna mute my laptop. Okay, can you guys still hear me? I'll just wait and make sure that you can still hear me. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart or something, just so I know that you can still hear me. It looks like my microphone's on, but I had to mute the laptop because I was getting feedback from it. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. All right, so we'll let some more people come on. I'll say hi to everybody. Clumsy Ming, Diana, Queen Isabel, Velen Vega, Zen, Daria. I'm so looking forward to our meeting on Monday. Awesome, me too. Diana, Lisa, hey Kim, sending blessings and love from Ireland. Hello. Warda, yep. Okay, good. You're just telling me my volume's on. Okay, everybody's giving me thumbs up about that. That's great. So Soul Haven, Kai, Diane. Okay, perfect. So I actually, I woke up and I decided that I actually wanted to read chapter 10, creation, just kept coming in my head. So I'm going to read that straight out of The Power of Awareness. Jenna, how are you? It's good to see you. I can't wait to meet with you. I might read a couple updates that I recently got by email too, that were just nice to read. So let me cue that up. Also, yesterday, one of my clients that I just recently did a video on, she made a comment under, I think it was yesterday's video. And she just gave an update of something really wonderful that happened with her specific person. So let me see if I can find that. Ah, there we go. So I'll read this too. So I'll read a couple updates of a couple clients, soon to be client and a client, progress with their specific person. But I do really want more people to come on so I can read this so people can hear it. I want you guys to really listen to the entire audiobook. Master Key Society, in my opinion, has the best version of The Power of Awareness. So let me actually put that in. Let me go over here really quickly, and I want to put this link for you. I know that if you listen to these and listen often and let the knowledge really permeate your mind, you will feel so much more empowered. And sometimes I just recently started working with a client, and she was not intentionally, obviously, so it's not her fault, but she, for years, she has been doing a lot of just moving from psychics to tarot to astrology to this healing modality to that healing modality to this and that. And it's caused a lot of um, limiting, I think, limiting beliefs, not realizing that she has all the power within her already. There's nothing wrong, by the way, with different healing modalities. There's nothing wrong with tarot, with psychics, with anything. But you have to look at it the same way you look at your life and the 3D reality, that it's all just information reflecting you. So you don't seek for information because you're confused or scared. You go within and you trust that. I have a lot of clients. I have clients who actually have, and they're amazing, and they have YouTube channels and they're astrologers. They read tarot, and other things. And they are very much aware that when they're reading things for people, that they're just picking up on the current energy and that it's up to the people listening to make a decision. This resonates with me or it doesn't. So it's kind of, it can be a slippery slope, just like exposing yourself to anything in your 3D that could cause you to, like, instead of exposing yourself to your limiting beliefs and your old stories over and over and over again, you just kind of make the decision, I'm not going to put myself in the frying pan of this. And if I do, then I'm simply going to take it as information and data because my reality is my consciousness. You are one with your reality, okay? And that's always that's just the way it is. Your reality is reflecting who you are, not necessarily what you want, okay? And a lot of you guys know this. But it's there's a difference between knowing it and really living by it. And it's important with law of assumption that you go all in. Okay, let me just read a little bit more and then I have enough people on now. I'll start reading in a second. So Twinkle Stardust. Oh, I missed Lisa. Sar, Seema, thank you for sharing your beautiful and inspiring energy. Thank you for sharing yours. Twinkle Stardust, discover the magic within. Nicole, JRL wrote, oh my God, I'm so happy the collective is really making progress. Yes, we are. Queen Isabel, soul regression made in trouble. Please be careful. Soul regression made in trouble. Please be careful. Not sure what that means, but I don't know what that means. So just gonna put out good, healthy energy out to you. Glitter bricks, and Jalitza. Yeah, you caught alive. Whitney, Kim, yay, you're live. I miss you. Just got back home from rehab. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're okay. All is well. You helped me during my away, and I'll be reaching out to schedule my next session. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're okay, and I look forward to seeing you. JRL took me so long to realize that. Trust in your specific person, yourself, and the manifestation to know who you are and have faith. Yeah. So it looks like Queen Isabel is saying like a soul regression type of thing, put her in some trouble. So just don't do those things because it's really kind of silly. It honestly is not, Queen Isabel, I'm not saying that you're silly, but just don't do those things. If it's gonna, it can cause a lot of, it can just drum up a lot of fears and limiting beliefs that are completely useless because they're not who you actually are. You are who you say you are, and you can have what you say you can have, and you can do what you say you can do, and whatever is in your heart and soul is for you. It's that simple. You're a specific person. The relationship, the life together, the happiness is it's inevitable when you just allow yourself to become one with that, become one with that reality, become one with that state of consciousness. Because there are infinite numbers of states of consciousness you can choose from. There are infinite realities, and it's all in the present moment, in the now. So it's up to you what you make matter, because no circumstance matters unless you make it matter, unless you allow it to matter. Matter being solidified atoms from their wave form to their solidified particle form. That is what matter is. This law of assumption is literally built into our language. It's built into our vocabulary. So it's up to you not to allow things that you don't want, that go against you, that go against love, to matter, to solidify. Turn your attention away from it and turn your attention to what it is that you do want, which is happiness, security, stability, fun, playfulness, ease. That's where you keep your energy and your awareness on, and make that matter. Again, making something matter is solidifying the atoms from its wave function. Excuse me. Ooh, that was close. From solidifying atoms from its wave function into its particle form. We and everything in our world are just atoms. Okay? All right. All right, so I just looked at the laptop and I saw when I accidentally said, you know what? Anyway, and I'm not it's not like I'm an angel. I do swear, but I just choose to be professional on my platform. So let me read now the Power of Awareness, Chapter 10, Creation, and then I don't have a lot of time, but I'll try to take some questions. So the Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard, Chapter 10, Creation. And it starts with a passage out of Scripture. I am God declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times things that are not yet done. Isaiah 46:9 and 10. Creation is finished. Creativeness is only a deeper receptiveness for the entire contents of all time and space, while experienced in a time sequence actually coexist in an infinite and eternal now. In other words, all that you ever have been or ever will be, in fact, all that mankind ever was or ever will be, exists now. This is what is meant by creation. And the statement that creation is finished means nothing is ever to be created. It is only to be manifested. What is called creativeness is only becoming aware of what already is. You simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. The fact that you can never be anything that you are not already, or experience anything not already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling of having heard before what is being said, or having met before the person being met for the first time, or having seen before a place or thing being seen for the first time. The whole of creation exists in you, and it is your it is your destiny to become increasingly aware of its infinite wonders and to experience ever greater and grander portions of it. If creation is finished and all events are taking place now, the question that springs naturally to the mind is what determines your time track? That is, what determines the events which you encounter? And the answer is your concept of yourself. Concepts determine the route that attention follows. Here is a good test to prove this fact. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. You will observe that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. For example, if you assume that you have a wonderful business, you will notice how in your imagination, your attention is focused on incident after incident relating to that assumption. Friends congratulate you, tell you how lucky you are. Others are envious and critical. From there, your attention goes to larger offices, bigger bank balances, and many other similarly related events. Persistence in this assumption will result in actually experiencing, in fact, that which you assumed. The same is true regarding any concept. If your concept of yourself is that you are a failure, you would encounter in your imagination a whole series of events in conformance to that concept. Thus, it is clearly seen how you, by your concept of yourself, determine your present, that is, the particular portion of creation which you will now experience, and your future, that is, the particular portion of creation which you will experience. All right? Pardon me. Okay, I'm going to actually go on and I'm going to read a little bit more. And take a sip. Chapter 11, Interference. You are free to choose the concept you will accept for yourself. Therefore, you possess the power of intervention, the power which enables you to alter the course of your future. The process of rising from your present concept to a higher concept of yourself is the means of all true progress. The higher concept is waiting for you to incarnate it in the world of experience. So your higher version of you is waiting for you, okay, not the other way around. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us, unto him be glory, be glory. Ephesians 3:20. Him that is able to do more than you ask or think is your imagination, and the power that worketh in us is your attention. Understanding imagination to be him that is able to do all that you ask, and attention to be the power by which you create your world, you can now build your ideal world. Imagine yourself to be the ideal you dream of and desire. Remain attentive to this imagined state, and as fast as you completely feel that you are already this ideal, it will manifest itself as reality in your world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. The mystery hid from the ages, Christ in you, the hope of glory. The he in the first of these quotations is your imagination. As previously explained, there is only one substance. This substance is consciousness. It is your imagination which forms this substance into concepts, which concepts are then manifested as conditions and circumstances and physical objects. Thus, imagination made your world. This supreme truth, with but few exceptions, man is not conscious of. The mystery Christ in you, referred to in the second quotation, is your imagination by which your world is molded. The hope of glory is your awareness of the ability to rise perpetually to higher levels. Christ is not to be found in history nor in external forms. You find Christ only when you become aware of the fact that your imagination is the only redemptive power. When this is discovered, the towers of dogma will have heard the trumpets of truth, and like the walls of Jericho, crumble to dust. All right. I'm going to read one more chapter. Chapter 12, Subjective Control. We have a good number of people on. Chapter 12, Subjective Control. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. All progress, all fulfillment of desire depend upon the control and concentration of your attention. Attention may be either attracted from without or directed from within. Attention is attracted from without when you are consciously occupied with the external impressions of the immediate present. The very lines of this page are attracting your attention from without. Your attention is directed from within when you deliberately choose which you will be preoccupied with mentally. It is obvious that in the objective world, your attention is not only attracted by, but is consistently directed to external impressions. But your control is the subjective state, is almost non-existent. For in this state, attention is usually the servant and not the master, the passenger and not the navigator of your world. There is an enormous difference between attention directed objectively and attention directed subjectively, and the capacity to change your future depends on the latter. When you are able to control the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you can modify or alter your life as you please. But this control cannot be achieved if you allow your attention to be attracted constantly from without. Each day, set yourself the task of deliberately withdrawing your attention from the objective world and of focusing it subjectively. In other words, concentrate on those thoughts or moods which you deliberately determine. Then those things now restrict you will fade and drop away. The day you achieve control of the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you are a master of your fate. You will no longer accept the dominance of outside conditions or circumstances. You will not accept life on the basis of your world without. Having achieved control of the movements of your attention And having discovered the mystery hid from the ages, that Christ in you is your imagination, you will assert the supremacy of imagination and put all things in subjection to it. All right. And then maybe I'll come on and later and read on. I'll probably end up creating a video of all chapters of this because it's such an important thing for you guys to actually study. And for all of my new clients, when you first come on board with me, I always send the links for everybody to study this and repeatedly, not just one time. Listen to it over and over and over again. That The Pearl of Great Price, and I think also Filling the Secret is a very good thing to study. Now, I wanted to talk really quickly about missing your specific person because it's normal and natural, and you don't have to worry if you have moments where you are hurting, where you're missing them deeply, where you're almost in that yearning state. It's normal. It's okay. I have manifested I have manifested so many things in my life where I was distraught, tears like running down my face in so much deep pain, but that was just the human emotions that needed to work their way out of my vessel. And so I honor my vessel, I honor my humanness, I honor myself. I let myself cry. I let myself get it out because if you don't and you hold on to that, that actually becomes disease. That weakens your immune system. And yes, and then it can develop into all sorts of havoc on your system of your vessel. So honor yourself, love yourself, be compassionate, and nurture yourself and love yourself, and be balanced with it. In other words, cry when you need to cry. And while you're crying, anytime I have manifested so many things, being so frustrated and so angry and so sad. And if I am having those moments, I'm not saying that it's okay to just constantly just like think everything, the world is against you, everything is against you, you're losing everything. And I'm not saying for you to stay in that, but I'm saying that it's okay to be human and it's okay to have these moments. And when you are having these moments, you recognize for what it is. These are just emotions that need to come out because frankly speaking, um, if this was like I had another, maybe I'll talk about a theater analogy that I did. I'll talk about that in a second. When you're crying and when you're really hurting and when you're missing your person, you can let yourself cry. You can hold yourself. You can imagine that your person is holding you. You can tell yourself really powerfully with all of that energy of the emotion, I know that I'm still everything to them. We're still everything to each other. This is still working for us. This is perfect for us. This is exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed to become even deeper with each other, to become even closer, to love each other even more for the rest of our lives. This is working in our favor. This is good. This is contributing. This is good. So you can just powerfully affirm that when you're crying. If you're just lightly missing your person, even when you're with them, when you guys are back together, there are going to be times where you're going to be apart and you're going to miss each other. It's okay to miss them. It's a normal, natural thing to feel, okay? So don't get freaked out. Just don't allow the missing, yearning, longing to remain. Don't stay in that state. Just don't stay in it. Let it move through you. And then, I mean, you have no idea how many times like I've cried and yearned for different things that I gone through in my life. And when you just do that powerfully, like don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid of being human, but also be balanced and get back in your stability. Get back in your cool, calm, collected, grounded, stable, secure version of you that is in the relationship, that has the money, that is healthier, that's stronger, that's successful, that's recognized, that's appreciated, that is able to experience wonderful experiences with everyone in your reality. And So the theater analogy. Oh, if I had a way of putting in an old video, I have about two or three videos from the past. The last one, I just watched it a few days ago, was back in, it was last April or the April before that. It was like April 2022 or 23. And I used the idea of a theater as an analogy of like everything existing now. So if you were going to a theater, let me see. I probably will make a separate video of this too. But if you were going to a theater, and maybe I'll link the old videos that I did where I use this analogy anyway, because it's one of my favorites. If you were to go to a theater, so let's say that me and my Mirasol, we're going to the movies and we're going to the theater and we want to watch a beautiful love story. But in this theater, there are infinite, like the theater is vast. The theater is no beginning and no end. And there's infinite movies playing all at once in this theater. And every movie that's playing is a movie of your life and all different. There are funny, there are comedies, there are painful love stories, there are funny love stories, there's the perfect ideal love story, and then there are stories where, it's the opposite of what you want. And there's so many infinite configurations and movies playing all at once in this theater. So you go there and you're like in this wonderful state of trust, of, you've forgiven everything. You're not blaming yourself. You're not blaming your person anymore. You're seeing the best version of yourself. You are only seeing the best version of your person. There's, that we are so always there for each other. We are always in sync with each other. We love being there for each other. We always manage to see eye to eye. We bring each other out. We pull each other up. We are each other's best friends. We're amazing and incredible lovers. Like that's we cherish each other. We adore each other, right? So that's the movie. It's perfect. You guys are love doing your own thing, but you also can't wait to get home to each other. It's everything that you want. So that movie is the one that you're going to choose to go see. So there we are. With me and my Marisol, we go walking into the theater and we have the ticket. Our state is like our ticket, right? So the state is what I just described. That's my ticket. I walk down the hallway and there's this vast number of movies playing and all of it of different versions of our life together or my life. It's some of them I'm not with my person and this and that. So my state is my ticket. I walk up to the usher. He says, "Oh yeah, you're right over there in that theater." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." So we look at each other. We giggle a little. We're holding hands. We're just so happy to be together. We're there sitting in the seats. We're watching the movie, and then like we're holding hands. We keep looking at each other. We're just so happy to be next to each other. We just love being close to each other. And then, every once in a while, maybe I lean my head on their shoulder, vice versa. And then I start to have all these thoughts, these fears kind of creep up. What did that mean when they said this? Are we going to go through this again? What did that gesture mean? Why did they take so long to reply to my text? And my mind is going, right? And now I'm starting to get into the state of like fear and stuff. Now that would be the analogy is like, okay, now I get up and I'm just going to leave the theater for a second, right? And my whole state has changed now. My state has changed. So I go away, maybe I get some snacks or something, maybe I go to the little girls' room, and now I come back to down the hallway, and I'm about to go look at the usher to go back to the theater because there's so many theaters I can't remember exactly which theater it was, but I have my ticket, but now my state has changed, so my ticket has changed too. And I don't realize this. But I give him my ticket and he goes, "Okay, you're way, way, way down there. It's going to be a good 5-minute walk before you get there." No, I'm sure that it was just right around here. I said, "No, not according to this ticket of yours. You're actually over in that movie." Now, I go to that movie and it's a very sad, sad movie. And the energy with me and my person aren't very good right now. Now I'm in that movie. The thing is that it's just because my state shifted and changed into these limiting fears and doubts about us. But just the same that I'm in this theater, that other movie where we're happy together, where we cherish each other, is playing literally right now. And all I have to do is shift my state again. And then when I shift my state again, I can just walk down the hall, hand in my ticket, and be directed right into that movie. So it's all happening right now. And you shift and change your state, and then you will find yourself in that reality. But all realities, all infinite potentials are existing right now. Okay? So don't freak out if things aren't necessarily going the way you want it to. Everything will shift and change when you shift your state. And then you stay there. And then you hold your ground. And no matter what comes up, if anything comes up, whether it's in your thought, in a memory, in a bad dream, or something that you hear or see, or your own reactions to things that you see and hear, you stay completely grounded and stable in who you are and the relationship. Okay? All right? So I think that today's video was actually better than my previous versions of this analogy, but I will still probably drop the link down to my older videos, just so you guys can watch it if you want. All right. So now I'm just looking at the time, and I'm going to have to end this shortly, but I'm going to go up now and see if I missed any questions that I can answer. And if you guys love the video, give the video some love so it can be shared with other people too. All right, let me see. So Melissa, hello from Grand Cayman. Shivari, hello, happy Saturday. Discover the magic within may be, yeah, past life regression. Yeah, that's what Queen Isabel did. Yeah, don't do that stuff. That's let the past. What did Neville Goddard say? Let the dead bury the dead. Leave the past where it is. Like, no need to bring that stuff up. No need. Okay, Christine, yay, my first live. I've been listening to you for past 2 weeks. It all makes sense, even though I still struggle with absorbing it all. Give yourself time. Yeah, never go against nature, Shivari wrote. JRL, discover. Okay, Christina, I manifested him back, but he ran again. I knew it was because of my fears coming up that triggered his fears. So start to see you guys as one, Christine. Don't think of him as being separate from you. Don't think of him as being a runner. And don't think of yourself as being a chaser, because in your end, you guys worked all that stuff out. And you want to see yourself and him as being incredibly secure in yourselves individually. See yourselves as thinking very highly of yourselves as individual, and because of that, you're able to also be confident and stable with each other and secure. So don't keep continuing to see him that way. Okay? It's very important, trust me. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm going to have to say Elizabeth, even though I know I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize. Please tell me what it means that he thinks and does what I do. How do I understand it? Focus on your self-concept and how you believe the dynamic is between you and him. And put yourself in this oneness with him, that you guys want the same thing. If you have a desire in your center, in your core, to be together, then see him as your divine messenger and the role that he's playing in your life, because you feel it deep in you. This is what you want. So the role that he's playing is to be your partner or husband. And so from now on, you only think of him as your partner or husband or wife, if you know, whatever. And then go into this from a place of oneness that, there are going to be limiting beliefs and fears and doubts that come up because maybe growing up there were some traumas that were programmed into you and it's not your fault, but you've been living your life without realizing it and you've been kind of absorbing so much. Your subconscious is so powerful. Literally every second, you're bringing in millions of bits of information every second. Where your conscious mind, I want to say, and I could be wrong with this, so it's not a big deal. I'm not like I'm not, I'm losing words. It's going to be time to end this soon. Your subconscious mind is so incredibly powerful that every second you're bringing in millions of bits of information, whereas your conscious mind, every second you're bringing in like 11 bits. So a million to 11, imagine. So you haven't realized that since you were a kid, you were being programmed. But that's where the good news comes in that as soon as you become aware of who you actually are, you no longer have to subscribe to your programming anymore because you just didn't realize that life was your consciousness being reflected back to you and that we are all divine and we're all one with each other. So, what I mean when I say that he thinks and does what I do, what I mean is when you get yourself in a state of trusting in the highest concept of yourself and your person and in the relationship, and you don't allow your attention and awareness to continue to be on your past manifestations, then you put yourself in a state of consciousness that we feel this for each other. This is how we are with each other. This is our dynamic. What I want, what I want, and what I feel, and what I believe and I trust in, they are also feeling. Okay? Because you're putting yourself and understanding that you guys are one. So we move together, we feel together. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Queen Isabel, exactly why I'm fully in trust. Okay, good. Jalitza, okay. JRL, Christine, that's an important realization. You're on the right track. I missed it. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. So Christine wrote, "We've gone through this running and chasing since we met, but I'm not chasing anymore. I'm standing in my power and being authentic." And also to let go of the running chasing dynamic, right? To recognize when you are stable and secure and in trust, then he's sharing the same consciousness with you. So when you're able to choose yourself and choose the best version of yourself and choose him, then he can choose you. Okay? Ava wrote, "Hello, hello. Discover the magic within." Kim, can you please put this reading in the description? Yeah. Yeah, I can figure out how to do that. He wouldn't keep coming back into my life at the stage of my awakening if we weren't meant to be. It's already done, Christine. You wouldn't feel it in your heart unless it was meant to be. It's already done. Don't use the proof of um I mean you can if it's a belief that serves you fine, but just remember that you guys just think of you guys as one. That we're one, we feel the same things, we want the same things, okay? Discover the magic. Okay, I perfectly understand what you say. Then note to power you, stay your ground. Discover. Okay. Mel, I've tried to break things off with SP, but he won't let me go. I know it sounds selfish to ask this, but I'm genuinely curious what you all think. You've tried to break things off with your person, but he won't let you go. So, Mel, I'm confused. Do you want to be with your person or not? Shannon wrote hi. Okay, guitar. Why did you retract your message? JRL, yes, keep it up, Kim. Robret, I just came in. What are you reading? Oh, I read a few chapters of The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard, and I think I'm going to probably end up reading more in another live soon. Angel from, or maybe just create some content for you. Angel from, hi Kim, I love watching your videos. I manifested my SP back, but he broke up with me again. I know it's because of my doubts. I didn't fully trust him. Still doing my work. Okay, good that you know that it's just that he was just reflecting your own fears. So if you're afraid, then he's probably afraid too. Marion, hi, Kim. Hi. Guitar, woohoo. I made a live video, perfect for my walk in nature preserve. Perfect. All right, guys, I told you I was going to read. I'm going to read, in case you guys missed this, I did a success story from one of my clients probably a couple weeks ago. And she just wrote under, I think it was yesterday's video, this comment. Yeah, this is 17 hours ago. So this is Claire. She wrote, hey, Kim, little update on what's gone on since I sent you my story. So this was the story that she did some revision. She ended up going out to a bar with her SP, and then she was just being very authentic and real, not, just in her energy. And then another man happened to be there and was showing interest in her, just reflecting her self concept. She wasn't trying to make her SP jealous or anything. And then everyone left. They ended up staying at the bar. The SP wanted her to stay, and he ended up saying he still had feelings for her and he wanted to try the relationship again. And I know that that's it in a nutshell, but this is what she ended up writing last night. Hey, Kim, the little update. He invited me to spend New Year's Eve together in a different city. We booked flights, and this evening he booked the hotel while I was on FaceTime. We are flying in from separate locations, and he typed in the comment to the hotel and read it out loud as he was typing. My partner is arriving earlier in the afternoon. I didn't say anything, but I had a big smile inside. He even repeated it out loud again, my partner. It was a nice moment. I'm just continuing in the knowing that we're back together. It's better than ever. He loves being my boyfriend and feels so good being in the relationship, and everyone is very happy. So that was a nice little that was a really nice little update. All right. So I think I've kind of done, I've done what I was meant to do here today. Let me just see if there's anything else to read. And then I do have to go. So Lisa, dear Kim, how to forgive my SP? He didn't show up yesterday. Happened a few times now. Feeling mad and disappointed. We won't see each other till end of year. He preferred to stay in a club with his coworker. How to forgive him? Didn't show up yesterday. Happened a few times. Feeling mad. Okay. If you're okay, let's just say this. Okay. So you're coming out of an old self-concept that you didn't realize. And so your previous self-concept included your concept of how you were seeing your person. And then you guys are starting to communicate again. And this actually happens often. What you're saying is very common. When we're about to see our person, sometimes we get in either a fear of, is it going to happen again? Or maybe, do they really want to see me? Or maybe we just start to get nervous and anxious and insecure again. And we don't realize that until it shows through our mirror soul of maybe, not showing up. Okay, so that's all it is. So how do you forgive them is you realize that your entire reality is your consciousness, and your divine messenger is just mirroring back your own insecurity back to you. So why would you continue to blame him and be upset with him if he is reflecting your insecurity back to you? That's what he's supposed to do. So detach it from him. You can revise it. You can totally do a little revision. You can also detach it from him and give yourself love and shift your state back into being in the relationship where you guys are reliable for each other and you depend on each other and you love being together and you feel safe with each other and you guys love like you can't get enough of each other. Okay? Allow yourself to feel safe in that so then he can feel safe being with you too. JRL, Kim, that was so powerful. Good. Okay. All right, guys, I love you so much. I did everything that I can do today. I have to end this now. So um, I will create some more content of reading The Power of Awareness because it's really important for you guys to really absorb it. And I guess I'm just going to, let me see. I gotta make sure that I didn't just mess this up. Hold on one second. Anyway, I love you guys. I have to go. I believe in you guys so much, and I know that you're all manifesting so powerfully. And I want you guys to really start to trust yourself, trust in your abilities, trust in your heart and soul, and really, 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 really realize that you literally could not want anything at all. You simply could not have the desire for it unless that end exists, unless that movie was already playing. So don't worry about any middle scenes that come up because you've already seen the ending. Just stay focused on yourself and love yourself. Anyway, Joanna just emailed me that she was on the live. Okay, I love you guys so much. Have an amazing